There we go.
So how I develop this game is basically I just go out and build all the asset or kind of like putting out the concepts out, like how to build things, how everything works, how everything plays, and then once it's approved, once I get a good feedback, yeah, this is something that's definitely going to keep, and then I go in and do debug and polish it. So that's why you see a lot of glitches out here, because all of this is meant to be more of a conceptual type gameplay, and we put a lot of emphasis on the graphics, how the graphics would look, and the feel of the game, the atmosphere, the music. So, and for the functionality of the game, that's where you really have to spend a lot of time on, and that's where the Kickstarter, it's really the crowdfunding is going to come into play to finish out this game the way that it's meant to be played. So right now it's just more of a kind of like a concept thing. So, and that's why it's kind of like you can download this for free from Steam,
I got
and
you.
you can get a solid few hours of gameplay
Enemy
out of
drone
this
inbound.
just by just exploring around and do all these things.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're 3.5 hours in. I can't say right there yet. And I still have things to do. I got to go back and actually build a base and stuff like that. So yeah, I can definitely see that. And then once the navigation stuff is intact, exploring other areas is going to be
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I asked. You can't land on a planet yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
Actually, the previous or the alpha build you can. The one that DJ had, I think you can. Or yeah, I think so.
What would happen if I flew directly towards Mars for until like I crash landed into it, or is it just as a background thing right now?
It's more of a background.
Nah, I was gonna try to do it. DB Rogue, thank you for pledging and thank you for the spark. Choo choo. Oh, my doohads are gone again. Use interface. Well, I appreciate it, and I know Paisel here definitely appreciates it as well. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Calm down. Calm down. All right. Use 3D printer. What do we got for materials? Do I have enough for? Nope. An addiction for me. I'm a huge space nerd. Oh, me too, man. Me too. Hence. Oh boy, now what's being attacked? Okay, now you guys are just shooting the serendipity. I feel like that's kind of productive. Okay, so I want to try to actually get resources normally so I don't just have a ridiculous amount right off the bat and then I just die because of it. Hold on. No, oh god, no. Go back in. Safe. Yeah, and Rogue, you can also actually play what I'm playing right now as well. It's free demo on Steam currently.
Enemy drone eliminated.
It's Interstellar Prime. Obviously. Yeah, so everything that you see me doing right now is currently available. Yep, there you go. There's the link.
Just to warn you, it's very, very buggy because, like mentioned before, this is
Captain,
more of
enemy
a
movement on the radar.
conceptual And this is done all by just one developer.
enemy
So
drone incoming.
this is just a really to get you the feel of the game and how the game would play, and we emphasize a lot on the looks. And for the functionality and the reliability, that really requires a professional team that we wish to get to or to have access to if we get funded.
I have a feeling this is gonna be another loss because they're just pounding
Drone eliminated.
the serendipity here. Hasn't been able to get repaired at all.
Yeah.
Heck are you guys shooting at?
Probably another glitch.
I feel like my turrets don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Enemy drone eliminated.
I feel like there might be a bit of a bug there.
Enemy signatures inbound.
Yep. A big one.
There you go.
There we go.
Oopsie. Why do I have a feeling like all of my repair drones are destroyed? That's why it's not healing. Another idea that I had in regards to the repair drones, have them prioritize the lowest health section of the ship first. Just because I feel like they are repairing stuff that's 90% and ignoring 32% right now. Either that or they're just completely destroyed. One of the two. Nope, they're there. They're just not doing too great.
Enemy drone eliminated.
Yeah, the drones are not smart enough to recognize the rocks. So
Yeah, I
I think
noticed
that's
that.
the issue.
Serendipity, good movie. Also, nice reference from movie to Cassiopeia star constellation. I'm lost on that one. All right, repair drones. Are you gonna repair drones? There you go. Yeah, you're. That's not the side that you needed to repair. What are you doing laying there? Get up and do something!
Captain, enemy drone incoming.
What, quick sleep right there? Oh, the audio glitch is going again. Oh, and it's back. I don't know what is destroying my fighter drones. Okay, can we
The fighter drones
repair
sometimes
this?
Flies into the rocks and destroy themselves, so that might happen.
Will the command console, like the R and T, involve like the repair drones and stuff like that as well?
Enemy drone
No,
eliminated.
repair drone is completely autonomous.
Enemy drone
Okay.
As of
eliminated.
now. Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, I mean, this guy here. What are you doing, man? I got nothing. You're literally laying on top of the side that needs to be repaired right now. We got a space mine on there. It's just gonna blow up at some point, or space barnacle, one of the two. I don't know.
That's a base. That's a base for the turret.
Enemy drone.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yep, still just sitting there. Fighter drones just keep dying. I feel like where I'm at, my entire ship is just like, no, I don't want this anymore. At least you know I got enough.
Enemy
Why are you repairing that side? That side does not need repaired. That's not 95%. Come over here and repair this one. Or not. Starboard beam's going down. Okay, let's try to Oh. I noticed another spelling error for you.
Where?
The command console. At the bottom over here.
Oh. Yeah.
Commands.
Yep.
Serendipity.
And a lot that's going
Um,
Enemy destroyed.
at least you're moving. Okay, now you're really just you're dead. You,
Enemy drone.
when the serendipity goes down, we can confirm that it's because the repair drones didn't want to do their job. They decided to take a nap or something. I don't understand.
See, and they say AI is gonna replace humans. Right?
Yeah, I'm questioning that. Oh, look at that! They're actually fixing the hull quarter damage instead of the starboard beam, which is now lower. So you're fixing one to take it back up to 30%. Why can't you fix the other?
Yeah. I'll see if I can do
Captain, enemy drone inbound.
prioritize system the drone AI for a little bit. So right now it's just basically look for the closest damaged thing. So it doesn't really consider the health. So I could probably add that into their logic.
Yeah, because I mean, and then like just the tracking in general, it looks like I only have 2 repair drones when I have 8 made.
Right.
I don't know where the other
The
6
rest
are.
got stuck somewhere.
I mean, the good news is the 2 repair drones are actually repairing something, so I might actually be able to survive a little bit. Maybe.
Right.
Alright, can I
Yeah, I'm gonna
build this now?
Captain,
make
enemy
it
drone incoming.
to a point where you can actually manually do. It's more like a space engineer type stuff. So you can speed up the repairing process a little bit.
There we go.
Captain, enemy drone inbound.
Make those. And then, you know what? Obvious, not enough resources. Okay, well, I'm not giving myself more resources because I feel like I'm just gonna lose the serendipitous anyway. My O2. Go save. Alright. Back to the turd starts. Why are you all the way over here now?
Yeah, that's a glitch when you load a game. It kind of zero itself out instead of just start where the mining vessel is at. So another bug I had to see if I can nail down.
Are my repair drones underneath? They're inside the asteroid. That's why they're not doing anything. They're inside the asteroid.
Right. They got lost in the caves.
Cave of Wonders, more like Cave of Death.
Enemy destroyed.
Well, the good news is I'm back up to at least 30% on both sides, so not terribly dead, just mostly dead. Those guys are over there, it's just like, we'll take on a whole armada ourselves.
Enemy destroyed.
Hello, Black Widow, how you doing today? I also like how while in the dart system, I'm still losing oxygen, so you can't just like stay here and work on everything. You have to actually be conscious of your oxygen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Makes you have to be more self-aware of what's going on around you.
Right.
Okay. Deadly, thank you for that host.
So yeah, really the goal of the whole
Captain, I've got
game
enemy
or
signatures
this whole
inbound.
demo on Steam thing is just, you know, kind of want to make this into a game that everybody always wanted to play, because that's the reason why I made this game. I want to make a space game, because I'm like a lot of you guys are a space nerd, and I played Mass Effect and love the game, love the story, love the art and everything, but it left me wanting more. So that's why I wanted to create a game that you can really go in depth.
Enemy destroyed.
Walk around the ship, being really immersed in the game universe. So that's
Enemy
really
destroyed.
what this is, and kind of wanted to make it a community-driven game where the players can, or the backers can come and say that, hey, I really want this feature. Can you make it? Can you make it happen? That kind of stuff. So that's why a lot of things that you see here are kind of not really 100% polished, because it can just be taken off or change the direction completely. So just kind of like
Yeah,
Captain, I've got enemy signatures inbound.
like whenever when I played Mass Effect. Now,
Enemy drone
I
inbound.
didn't like Mass Effect Andromeda. I think they took the game itself into a decent direction. I like how they went to a new galaxy and all, but their story was just lacking for a story-driven game. But like the original Mass Effect, the exploration of the different worlds and the different species of aliens that you could interact with, and that over encumbering, holy crap, this is gonna kill me feel to it whenever you're getting close to the figuring out who the main enemies are. If you guys haven't played it, I won't spoil it, but yeah, and then you couldn't really explore space too much, which was the unfortunate part. But you know, the ambiance of it and how they built the universe was just fantastic. And I see a lot of potential for that same deal with Interstellar. But you already have the space exploration part, which is what Mass Effect lacked, you know?
Yeah, and that's the main idea. It's just, yeah, and also it's a pre-warped, so it kind of limits you a lot on, you know, and it's just kind of built
Enemy
into
drone
where you
eliminated.
kind of get an idea of, you know, because I find science and emerging technology, I'm really fascinated by what SpaceX is doing, and that's why this is kind of like limited to non-warp drive, and it's more of a what is it's considered possible. Like the only thing that the current today technology doesn't have in the game, it's the artificial gravity. So in the game we use what's called a carbon magnets, or yeah, carbon magnets. Pretty much a magnet that attracts only carbon molecules and hydrogen molecules. So that's what organic life is made out of. That's how you get you know, artificial gravity. But everything else, it's actually there in the real world, like the plasma propulsion, like the fusion nuclear thing, and how we travel between different planets. They use what's called a Hohmann transfer. So, and that's what this game is referring to.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just a lot of stuff is derived from the real science and the genuine project that's being researched and developed today.
Yeah, I mean, so many people in today's society are like, oh, we have so long before we can start space exploration. It's actually just around the corner.
Enemy destroyed.
Absolutely.
And I mean, NASA's already gearing up, trying to get the first crew on Mars. And I think
Enemy drone.
I would have jumped on it if I was able to. I would have been the first person on Mars. I don't care. But yeah. So it's not out of the ordinary. That I think that's probably the best part. Is the fact that, you know, while this game is set in 2167, this could happen before that in real world.
Absolutely.
I'm using a terminal and I don't know what I'm doing.
Enemy drone incoming.
It's oh yeah, that's another placeholder.
Oh, okay. How do I get up?
You can press
Press what? Oh,
space.
ah.
Enemy destroyed.
Take off. All right, let's take off. Taking off.
The whole base.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. I basically copy and paste the system from the mining pistol.
I figured out the first person.
Yep, just press V. So yeah, this is just kind of a blank slate for base building. So well, obviously there's nothing right now, but you know, we want to keep adding the ability to kind of like upgrade this into a livable place and where you can crew it. And the main thing or main mission for having asteroid base is to establish like trade routes, create a human colony
Enemy
to
drone eliminated.
really strengthen the gathering the resource to fund or to really support massive project like in the game story, building space elevator on Mars, stuff like that. You know, just yeah, just kind of like a little bit of a spoiler here is if we do
Captain,
ever get
enemy drone
funded,
incoming.
one of the biggest quests in Interstellar Prime is to create a generational ship. And this is super spoiler alert, but Remnant City will actually turn into a
Captain, I've got enemy
generational
signatures
ship.
inbound.
And then you'll have like really deep moral choice to make between using the AI or humans. And that's just kind of like how this game is designed to be. So that's why you have to
Interesting.
build all these asteroid bases, because you have to gather a lot of resources to fund massive engineering projects to
Enemy
really
destroyed.
industrialize the solar system for like, you know, interstellar travel. So
One
that's really the idea for the
If you get enough backing on Kickstarter and you're able to put in like the multiplayer, one thing I could definitely see for sure is almost like a corporation system where people can come together and almost build a corporation. Try to jump, if we can actually jump. No, I'm stuck on this. I can't do anything.
might want to press spacebar.
Alright. I knew that. That destination. Destination set. Okay. Set course. But yeah, like that ability to have people just create their own alliances and trade routes for those alliances. Since you have such an expansive space, you could, like I said, if you get the multiplayer, you could essentially, you know, run that whole, you get in, you can work your way up the alliance, and you can run charters for that alliance and eventually control your own colony or something like that, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's pretty much very immersive and first slash third person way of playing like EVE Online per se. I mean, if it ever get to that point, if that's going to take a lot of resource to have many full-time coders to make that happen.
Oh, I can imagine. And I figured for the grand finale, I'd see if this is still fully broken or if we could, if it was just that one-timer for the bug.
Right. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna happen.
I will be extremely vulnerable during the transfer process. Perfect. Exactly what I want.
Captain, all enemy ships have been destroyed.
Oh, goody. All enemy ships were destroyed.
Yeah. It's not transferring. But yeah, I'll do an update tonight, and then I'm going to make sure that works. But of course, there's going to be probably another 100 bugs in there that you'll probably see. But we're limited to just one developer at this point. So if we get funded, then we're going to be able to, at least the first thing we're going to do is go in and kill all those bugs and make it so that it's the gameplay that what we have already right now is smooth. It's not glitchy. You can't just fall off the ship and into the abyss. And yeah, it depends on the resources that we have.
Yeah. Now, would it be possible if I decided to, could I essentially just fly from Mars orbit sector B all the way to Remnant City without doing this transfer?
No. Yeah, it's not possible because the way the game is written is, you basically switching scenes.
Okay.
Basically loading a new level for that. So this is a kind of like a way to kind of transition between the two scenes.
I see. So this is your loading screen almost.
Pretty much. Otherwise, it's gonna be impossible to code. That's why it took Star Citizen this long, and it's not even finished yet.
Yeah.
It's almost been a decade. What they're doing is absolutely amazing, but yeah, to get something like that, it's very, very difficult.
And there's level ups, obviously.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to gain level ups? Obviously, later on.
Yep. So how this game works is basically think Mass Effect, and every choice you make, every time you gain experience, not by killing, just do a whole bunch of farming. It's not that kind of game. You gain experience by accomplishing missions. So once you accomplish the mission, you gain a lot of experience, and then you can level up, and then you can actually dictate your ship skill tree, if you may, because this game is really about your crew.
Yeah.
And how you would make decision between, you're gonna have a whole bunch of people in your ship, and it's a human-centered clan, if you may, or a space faction, or you can minimize the crew and have it all automated by AI. And then there's trade-offs. Like if you go with the crew route, you're gonna have to have a really massive ship because you have to have a lot of life support, and you can't really be nimble. But you have a lot of better morale, and you don't do a lot of upgrades into making your psychological staying insane, and you won't lose as much humanity as you go to the next star. But with the AI, you can actually have a minimum bare bone crew, and everything is automated, and you're very nimble, but your psychology is going to get really damaged. You have to go to like VR, you have to do a lot of simulation, you have to do a lot of upgrades on your genetics. So at the end of the trip, you might have lost your humanity because you've automated so much and you become part of the machine. So it's just kind of like a deep moral choice. It's kind of reflect of what's going on today, that kind of stuff. That's kind of the intent of the main quest and how the leveling up system works.
Okay. And then fatigue, I'm guessing, like, just you'll have a sleep option sort of deal.
Yeah. you're gonna have to every time you save it automatically for that. And that's like I mentioned before. When you go to the mess hall to get meals and to get your metabolism and hydration fixed up, you can also incorporate that into like you can set up like if you see on the right hand corner you have a time, you can actually set up a time where you crew meat and then eat and then just basically make a kind of like a routine, and that way you're hitting almost every um, points like metabolism, hydration, fatigue, physiology, and psychology because you have the crew morale, and then you also build up the crew morale when you have like a meal, and that's why you would have a reason to upgrade your ship to have a better mess hall, to have a better recreation center, so that the overall morale is high.
I see.
Yeah.
And also, current position, you got current MT. Got an
Oh.
extra T in there.
Right. Abbreviation right there.
Yeah. Alright. Well, thank you for letting me play this. It was a whole lot of fun, and the bugs were obviously just comical throughout the entire time.
Yep. Yeah,
Uh,
thank you so much, King. This is for doing this, and we're so grateful.